Coach, very nice win at Furman. When you go back and look at the game, all the twists, all the turns, what impressed you most about your ball club?
Well, I think the biggest thing was how the guys just kept fighting. They hung in there all the way to the end. I really thought that they were a team that they had a lot of grit about them. I mean, that they fought and they didn't let anything get them down. We had some situations where Furman made some big plays on us, and defensively we responded time and time again. Offensively, we kept working, kept hunting and pecking, trying to find what could work. Furman's really good on defense, and they created some issues for us. But eventually we finally figured it out, and Brandon had a couple great runs, and we had Lorenzo. He had another Lorenzo day, not quite as flashy as other days, but he had a lot of carries, a lot of tough yards. He was getting hit at the 2-yard line, and next thing you know, it was a 6-yard gain. So we had a great day with special teams, except for a fumbled snap, and other than that, it was minute after minute, quarter after quarter. You had to give it all you had because the other team wasn't giving up and letting down. It's tough to play over there. It's tough to win over there. There's a lot of people that have played there, but not a whole lot of people have won there. And those guys, I think, were truly up for the task. They were inspired. They played hard. We played hard. They hit us. We hit them. And at the end of the day, we made a couple more plays.
Will Gay had 2 huge plays where he weaved his way for big yards down a sideline. What's it like to watch him run when you see him allowing to set up blocks like he's able to do?
Well, he's a heck of a runner in open space. He has great vision, quick feet. His top end speed is not supersonic, but his quickness is way above average. He has a great ability to have a wide range as far as his field of vision, and then he's a competitor. I mean, he's going to get everything that he can get on every run, and he made some huge plays for us.
You mentioned your defense and how they played against Furman. You had to do without Devin Watson at a corner spot. Malik Rivera was unavailable at a safety spot, and it looked like they tried to pick on you a little bit. Your thoughts on how Dmitri, Redwood did and how your secondary did in general, down 2 guys?
Well, I think overall we had a good day. There was definitely some areas of concern, but we had some young guys that had to step up. We had some guys that had been with us for a while, hadn't played a lot of ball. They had to come in, they had to step up. I think we're in a situation where we had some of the older players really came through for us. Jaleel had a huge interception. They had an opportunity to go up a couple scores, and he breaks on the ball, reads his keys, and next thing you know, it's going back 30 yards the other way. So big play. And I think after that, they initially started the game with a stutter go, a double move, and we were in okay position. The quarterback threw it right on the money. Thank goodness the receiver dropped it. But I think after that, we had one other situation, and I really think that if the DB had just broken on the ball, he would have made the play. But overall, defensively, we played great.
Chattanooga this week, you've got to play them on the road. You talked about the fact you think this is one of their better defenses, right, maybe their best defense. What about them makes them as good as they are? Because they've had some guys like Davis Tall and some others who've already left the program.
Right. Well, they just keep reloading. When you look at them from a physical standpoint, they're all athletic looking. They're big, strong, physical kids. Tremendous explosion, whether it's a nose guard or whether it's a linebacker or whether it's a safety. Top end speed as far as the field speed. They have guys that can play sideline to sideline. It's tough to run away from those guys. And it's tough to bang at them. Their interior people are very well schooled on the technique of playing interior line, and then you have guys that are 6'3", 6'4", 250, 260 on the edges, and they're all really, really good athletes. And we've got a great challenge. I think ultimately we've got to do the turnover battle. We got to win it. Kicking game, we got to make something happen there for ourselves, and then our offense and our defense. We got to play together. We've got to help each other out and stay away from those turnovers.
Hunter, very nice win at Furman. You had a huge catch on a fourth down play. Walk us through that.
It was somewhat surprising that we went that play call. I know everyone thought that we were going to run the ball, but it was a really good play call. We practiced that play a lot during the week. They gave us a little different look than what we expected, but I was able to climb behind the linebacker, and Brandon gave a great pass, really. And we were kind of on the same page there, and then the offensive line gave him a ton of protection, too. It was a slow-developing play, but they did a good job doing that, and it all kind of worked out for us. It was a huge play for us in the game.
Wofford doesn't throw to their backs very often. When you were a high school player, were you used as a receiver?
Some. I went to a small high school, so, you kind of play a little bit everywhere. So it's not something that, was completely foreign to me, catching the ball a little bit.
Team has won 2 games in a row now. What's it been like in the locker room? Are things loose? Are guys determined? What's the mood right now?
I think that, the general feel is we control our own destiny. And we're excited about the next 2 games we have coming up, especially this one on Saturday versus Chattanooga. I think we know that if we win out, we've got a really good shot to go to the playoffs. I think that maybe some of the added pressure that was at the beginning of the season has kind of went away in a sense. And I think now we're playing more just to enjoy the game of football, and it's really like we have nothing to lose.
Talking with Wofford halfback Hunter Windham, you mentioned Chattanooga last year, a very close game in Spartanburg. What do you recall from that ball game?
I thought we played well defensively. Offensively, we did too. We missed a few shots down the stretch that, probably would have been able to pull out a win if we'd hit them. I think they beat us on a last-second field goal, which was tough. It was a close game, but I think if we correct some of those mistakes, play well defensively, I think we've got a really good shot to go up there and get a win.
All right, Datavious, that was a big win over Furman, and I know you're new to the rivalry, but what do you think it meant to maybe some of your older teammates to get a win at Furman?
I feel like it meant a lot because none of those guys have ever beat Furman on their field, so I know that meant a lot. And not many teams have came through and beat Furman at their field. That's a tough place to go to and beat someone, a great team like that. But we did it, so.
The defense is having a very good year, especially defending the run. What makes this defense so good against the run?
Our defensive line. We have a great defensive line, and we have great outside linebackers. And the way we run our defense, we just play our part. And if you play your part, everything will handle itself. And I just feel like having a strong front like that, no one will be able to run on us. And us behind the defensive line cleaning up everything will make everything a lot easier.
You had a very fine high school career in Hartsville. For you, what has been the biggest difference between the high school game and playing at the collegiate level?
The speed of the game. It's a lot faster than it was in high school, but I've became better at film study, and I feel like that have helped me a lot more than it did in high school because I never watched film. And now I'm watching film, I feel like that's helping me keep up with some of these guys.
Have your teammates talked to you about what it's like to play Chattanooga, about how they do things?
Yes, sir. They've been talking about them since the summer, and they said that's probably going to be the biggest test when it comes to stopping a running back, because they have a really great running back, and he like to run hard and run you over. So that's going to be a big challenge to me and a test of my manhood, really.